Jack Nolan here with Notre Dame running backs coach Autry Denson, still the all-time leading rusher in Notre Dame history. I love that smile, but really, how much of an advantage does that give you, if any, when you talk to these young men and they knew you not only got it done here, but you got it done at the highest possible level?
I say, man, it gives me an advantage, and I'm blessed to, have played the position that I'm coaching. So it does help, but at the end of the day, man, these young men, what they want to know is that you care about them, that you have an interest in them both on and off the field. So it's still about relationships. I mean, we talk about football being a contact sport. So is recruiting, So guys want to know that the guy that's reaching out to them, the guy that is, talking about, having them come, leave home many miles away from home and come, that you actually genuinely care about them. So I think the biggest attribute is, man, that I truly just love people. I love those guys. I want guys in my room that, are young men that I would want my daughter to bring home, because they do spend a lot of time at my house, and things of that nature. And as much as I still, been blessed to have records and have played football, listen, my 13-year-old, he does not look up to me. He looks up to those guys. So, I'm constantly feeding the message to him through them. So, so from that standpoint, man, it's relationships. That's what makes the difference.
And your 13-year-old last year was looking up to Josh Adams, a Heisman Trophy candidate. Your leading returning rusher is your quarterback, Wimbush. You've got a bunch of guys with great potential, none of whom have been the guy or the guys before. How are they coming along in practice, and who do you think is ready to take on that role?
Man, they are doing a great job, man. I am so blessed because they trust me enough to listen. And the standard, though, in the room has been this since I've gotten here, man, and I really just love them for trusting me enough to embrace it. But the standard has always been, man, that it's going to be RBDNA. And what that means is there are certain attributes that we have and a certain level of expectation that we ascribe to, which is, kind of categorized or set by our standard, that everything we do is gear. We're going to give a God honor effort with the God honor attitude. So when you play with that mindset, from that standpoint, every guy in there that is playing understands that I'm preparing to be the guy, right? And then when I get my opportunity, it's not about me. It's about how I can serve my other brothers and carry the mantle for them while it's my opportunity. And they all do a great job of that.
Experience so important. So obviously Tony Jones, Dexter Williams going to play a big role this year. But you've had a lot of guys in training camp who are stepping up and have been very impressive. Without necessarily singling them out as having been outstanding, can you talk about some of those younger guys who have impressed you and who could play a role this year?
Jafar Armstrong jumps out right away. Big, strong, fast guy. I would say very much in the mode of like a CJ Prosise was playing receiver. Really big, really fast, except is even bigger and faster and has, will have an opportunity to develop more at the running back position. Avery Davis, man, everybody's surprised. I am not. Avery was a high school quarterback in the state of Texas that won a couple of state championships. His biggest attribute is that nothing rattles him. So he was a very good high school quarterback that was just a great football player first and foremost. So strip away the position, you put him at running back, and he's still doing the same thing. Jameer Smith doing a really good job, man. Came in mid-year. Now stuff is starting to slow down for him. He's kind of, further along in the progression from some other freshmen just on our team because he was in mid-year. So now he's hearing things for the third and fourth time, and we expect big things out of him. And then Saborius Flemington, man, Sebo, that dude he is coming. He is all gas, no break, all the time.
And we don't want Tony and Dexter to think that they were left out. We already stated that they were the leaders of the group. So, and they've been working really well too.
Yes. You know what? Unbelievably, very impressed with Dexter, man. His leadership. I mean, and that's what you expect out of a guy that's been around for a while. But we've talked a lot in the room, and again, I'm really blessed that they actually not just listen, but they try to do it. They trust me enough. So we've really talked about not just practicing, but enjoying practice, loving practice, right? Just loving the process and not just trying to get through it. When George scored, Tackett scored, Dexter was the first one out there, celebrating. And you see that, man. They're smiling in practice. They're running around. They're having fun. So when you can have fun, good things are always going to happen, right? Nobody really wants a job, right? So we don't want to make this drudgery for them. So I appreciate them trusting me enough. But in our room, we've been committed to just have as much fun as possible, giving a God honor effort, playing as hard as we can with a God honor attitude, having as much fun as possible. And we're going to let the chips fall where they may.
Occasionally on Throwback Thursday, I will post a photo of me interviewing you back in the day. And I think one of the first things you always said was, Jack, it's the linemen, it's the guys blocking for me. And last year, that was one of the big reasons why you were successful running the ball. And almost unheard of, 2 top 10 picks in the NFL draft. So now you've got a talented, experienced line coming back, but only one guy on the line is playing the same position he did last year, and the backs are young. So how is all that youth coming together?
You know what? It's funny you said that. We just had, I just went on, and they say I get in my dissertations. I just went on, a 30-minute rant to them that they literally probably half fell asleep on. But I know they at least got some of it about the importance of, our linemen. Because one thing Coach Kelly has talked about is we have to, and what you're doing in camp right now, you're trying to become consistently consistent, right? We'll have good days, and that's what you get with a young team. Then you'll kind of have low days and kind of inconsistency. So one of the things I told them that a part of our responsibility is the way you get a young line to play, or a line that hasn't played a lot, is that you go harder. When they see you playing at a certain level all the time, regardless of the output, regardless of the result, that is how you develop your linemen, because without them, there is no us. And so I literally just had a 30-minute rant with them about the importance of loving on those guys and just leading by example, just getting out in front. That's the one time where we can get out in front of them and pull them along.
Autry, always a pleasure.
Oh, no problem. You too.
With Notre Dame running backs coach Autry Denson, I'm Jack Nolan, Fighting Irish Media.